Imagine one man controlling 5% of all the money on earth. Not a government, not a bank. One person holding enough financial power to collapse markets, destabilize currencies, and reshape entire economies with a single decision. Think about that for a second. One move, and trillions shift overnight. Most people will never hear his name. Most will never understand how he did it. But in the corridors of global finance, he was a legend. By the late 2010s, he had amassed control over hundreds of billions, a fortune equivalent to 5% of all money in the world. Not wealth, power, real, systemic power. Let's put that in perspective. Global money supply is roughly $100 trillion. 5% of that is $5 trillion. Imagine $5 trillion controlled by one individual. Enough to buy entire industries, shift currencies, and influence governments. He didn't need to own everything outright. He controlled the levers, bonds, derivatives, central bank operations, and high-frequency trading. When he acted, markets moved before anyone knew why. Every decision was invisible. A $10 billion bond swap in Asia destabilized a currency. Buying oil derivatives flipped energy markets. Coordinating with hedge funds to front-run central bank announcements became routine. The public never saw it. Economists noticed anomalies, but no one connected the dots. That's how real power hides in the shadows. Even the most careful manipulator can make mistakes. One miscalculated bet sent markets tumbling. European stocks dropped 7% overnight. The dollar weakened. Governments scrambled with emergency liquidity. For the public, it was just another market fluctuation. For insiders, it was a stark reminder. One person controlling 5% of the world's money is terrifyingly real. How did he stay invisible? Every acquisition, swap, and leveraged position was executed quietly, often through shell companies and offshore structures. He avoided the headlines, avoided the spotlight, and yet the ripple of his decisions touched every major economy. If you think markets are free, think again. This wasn't about being rich. It was about control. Control over money, control over economies, control over governments. One misstep, one calculated play, and the balance of power shifts. And history proves it. Those who control money often control the world. The Medici, Rockefeller. Now, it's digital, global, complex, but the principle is the same. Concentrated capital equals concentrated power. Think about your savings, your investments, your daily expenses. Every dollar you spend is subtly influenced by moves you'll never see. Your pension, your mortgage, even the price of your groceries can be affected by someone you've never heard of, and that someone knows it. He didn't just accumulate wealth, he built a network. Central banks, sovereign wealth funds, hedge funds, and trading networks all became part of his web. Tug one strand, and the entire system reacts. One person could short a currency in Asia, buy gold in Europe, and influence US stock markets in a single day. No law, no regulation could stop it. And yet, most people remain blind. They see headlines, market charts, and analysts' opinions, but they can't see the levers of power. Power that touches everyone's lives without anyone knowing. Even governments were forced to react. When his positions moved against them, central banks had to inject liquidity. Countries scrambled to defend currencies, and investors panicked. The public thought it was just volatility. But behind the scenes, it was orchestration. When one individual controls 5% of global money, wealth and power blur. Stocks, bonds, currencies, commodities, all are tools in the hands of a single person. A single miscalculation or a single strategic decision can create winners and losers on a scale most people can't imagine. No one outside his inner circle ever saw the full picture. No media coverage, no Twitter thread, no analysis. Just invisible moves rippling across the globe. Governments couldn't regulate fast enough. Markets reacted instantly. And everyday people felt the consequences without realizing why. He could vanish from the spotlight entirely, and yet the world would move according to his will. Every swap, every trade, every derivative, another thread in the web of influence. This was not luck. This was mastery. This is what it looks like when one man has control over 5% of the earth's money. Invisible, unstoppable, absolute. Every market you follow, every investment you make, every dollar you hold, subtly influenced by decisions you will never know. History proves that extreme concentration of capital produces extreme influence. The same principle applies today, only the scale is unimaginable. By the time anyone notices the effects on their savings, it's already too late. Trillions have shifted, currencies adjusted, markets reacted, all orchestrated by one person, who the world barely knows exists. If you think money is just numbers on a screen, think again. Power lies not in the currency itself, but in who can control it, move it, and reshape it at will. One man did all of this, and held the ability to change the course of economies, governments, and history itself. 5% of global money. One person, invisible hand that could steer the world. And most people, they never saw it coming.